My mission with the Mortgage Report is simple: to save you money. I'm here to provide weekly insight into the market so you can make the best buying decision. I want you to know where interest rates are headed, and I promise to let you know my lock or float position. The Mortgage Report starts now. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bob Mortgage, and this is the 71st episode of the Mortgage Report. That's right, 71 weeks I've been delivering to you my lock or float position in this Mortgage Report. Now, I would encourage you to go to Instagram.com/BobMortgage and follow me there as well, because this is a weekly update. Takes into account what happened last week and what's happening this upcoming week, and I'm making my lock or float position for that week. Now, in Instagram, I'm telling you if anything's changing by the day, because if I tell you lock on Monday, but there's market-related news that's coming out that's positively impacting the bond market on Wednesday and converting it from a lock to a floating position, I'm going to give you an update there. So follow me on Instagram. Now, this past week, we saw stocks rally. Okay, we were basically on the optimism that the U.S. and Canada were going to enter into a trade deal. Now, stocks rallied and bonds got pressured. So if we go back and we look at some of the market-related news here, we started to see the bond market trending down. And we go into Wednesday, which is where, if you guys are following me on Instagram, you would have seen me convert from a lock or from a floating position to a locking position as we started to break below on Tuesday the 100-day and 50-day moving average, which is where we ended up on Wednesday. We trended up a little bit, as you can see here, on Thursday. And then on Friday, we actually closed above that 50-day moving average. Now, the reason why we closed above the 50-day moving average and we saw a rally back into bonds is we didn't end up with the deal between U.S. and Canada. They're working on negotiations and trying to finish it up, but we didn't reach it. Money was coming out of stocks, which stocks closed down on Friday, moved back into bonds, which is where we saw the rally. Okay. So now in economic news, pending home sales, which measures signed contracts on existing homes and is a good leading indicator for existing home sales, that was down 0.7% in July. This was weaker than the unchanged reading expected. Now, pending home sales are still down 2.3% year over year. Now, while this was a slight miss, purchase contracts are still strong. Even though that we have higher rates, we have lack of inventory, it's still a very strong number at this point. Now, the highly anticipated personal consumption expenditures, or PCE report, which is a Fed's favored measure of inflation, it rose a bit in July. Headline inflation was up 0.1%. On a year-over-year basis, the headline overall inflation rate rose from 2.2%. The core rate, which is the Fed's primary inflation gauge, rose 0.2% and is now sitting at 2%, which is the Fed's target number. Now, next week, or actually this week, is going to be a shortened holiday week, okay? And it's going to be highlighted, though, by the jobs report numbers that are going to be released. So bottom line, right now, I am going into the week carefully floating, okay? And the reason why I'm going to carefully float, if we look back at our chart, we did close above that 50-day moving average, and we have a lot of room to run up to the next ceiling of support. Now, if we look at that, you can see, and as I've been telling you in this sideways trading range, that ceiling of support has been a pretty hard ceiling to break. So we're going to see what market-related news comes out of that jobs report leading up to it and exiting that report. But right now, we're going to go into the week carefully floating. Look, I've been a mortgage advisor for over 20 years, been blessed to provide financing to over 25,000 families. I watch the markets daily to make sure I can get you the right home loan at the right price. Give me a call. With Bob Mortgage, your dream loan is already within your reach.